Okay, keep your eyes closed.
Okay.
I want to show you my first ever painting.
All right.
Okay. Open your eyes.
Oh, that's a lot of colors and shapes.
So be honest. What do you think?
Well, I like how if you switch to Geico, you could save hundreds of dollars on car insurance.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Yeah. Here, why don't I hold your paintbrush while you call them?
Geico, because saving 15% or more on car insurance is always a great answer.
You are tuning in to a Goldilocks Productions presentation of the InnerSpeak Soul Adventure Show with Jean Adrienne. Jean Adrienne is the creator of InnerSpeak, a method for clearing karmic and ancestral blocks. She is the author of 4 books and 2 decks of metaphysical clearing and activation cards. Jean offers private sessions in person, via phone, or Skype. Call in now to reserve your spot on the switchboard. The call-in number is 657-383-1895. Enjoy this soul expansion show.
Good afternoon, happy Monday, and welcome to InnerSpeak Soul Adventures. I am just so thrilled that you have chosen to join me here. This is just it's a wonderful time of year. It's actually beginning to be fall in the area of the U.S. where I live, which is Tallahassee, Florida. We got down into the 30s this morning, so it was a little bit chilly, but it's very welcome. And I'm enjoying the changing of the seasons, and I'm enjoying being with you today. And I also want to welcome my co-host for today's show, Laurie Huston. So welcome, Laurie.
Hey, Jean.
Hey, I can hardly hear you, sweetie.
You can hardly hear me. Okay, hold on. Let's see what I can do.
Yeah. So Laurie is a very talented intuitive from Toronto, Canada, and she joins me twice a month as my co-host, and we do a tag team where Laurie does a reading for you and I do an InnerSpeak card clearing to enable you to take the best advantage of whatever she sees in the field of pure potential for you. So if you would like to join us and get a reading and a clearing, the number to call in is 657-383-1895. So how are you sounding now, Laurie?
You
Much
don't even
better,
want to know.
actually.
This has been one of those days.
Well, I was just
my microphone was nowhere near me. That was the problem.
Okay.
Not even close.
Well, I was just thinking because the last time we were together, we were having audio issues. So before the show started today, I was thinking about how, goodness gracious, we talked 2 weeks ago about how it felt like Mercury retrograde, but it wasn't, and we didn't know why it was feeling that way. Well, guess what? It's still feeling like Mercury retrograde. And in fact, it's even more intensely. I don't know if it is in your world, Laurie, but it sure is in mine.
We really don't know. I had Nancy, my astrology, on last week, and there's a couple things that have been happening, but we really don't know. I think it's just because some of the stuff took effect. What she said is some of the stuff took effect during Mercury retrograde and actually didn't get fixed during Mercury retrograde, so it may actually go all the way to the next one. That's her thoughts on it. Plus, there's some other stuff that was going on, but yeah, that's her thought. Usually what happens is, it starts, but something will get fixed. Like there'll be an update or something will happen and it'll get shifted. Well, it didn't happen this time. So she thinks because... Oh,
go ahead, sorry.
No,
well, this morning I found out this morning, sort of by accident, that I'm going to be teaching a Turkish dowsing class on the 11th of November. And the Turkish students pay me through Skype because Turkey has shut down PayPal. They're not allowed to operate in Turkey. And so I found out this morning, strangely, I looked at my bank account like I do every Monday morning, and there was a deposit, but it was kind of still being processed, so you couldn't see where it came from. And I thought, well, that's interesting. Wonder where that came from. Okay. And then a little while ago, I got an email from my Turkish host and translator. And she said, yes, 3 people have now signed up, and they've sent me their email confirmations from Square that they've made their payments. And I thought, well, that's very interesting, because I haven't heard anything from Square at all. And the deposit that went into my bank account is the exact amount of one of those payments. And so then I went and logged into Square, and I could see where the other 2 payments were made today. I never got any notification from Square like I normally do, and they haven't hit my bank account yet because it takes at least a day. So that's just bizarre.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I still get stock alerts from Square, but I haven't gotten the notifications of payments.
Yeah, that's one.
So, I don't know.
One I haven't really gotten used to yet. I know that I can probably use it, but I just haven't been using it at all. And I really should, because with the way PayPal has changed everything, it's like kind of messy. Except, a lot of my stuff is still done through U.S. dollars, and you can have a couple of Square up accounts, and you can have one that's in the U.S., but to have one in the U.S., you actually have to have an address and a bank account. Oh, so that might be worth driving down to wherever the closest place is in the United States and setting that up. Well, see, the thing is with the States,
mm-hmm.
and I might still have my mom's account, but the thing is with the States is you need a Social Security number.
Oh man,
to set
it's
up
too
a bank
complicated.
Account.
But guess what? We've actually got our first caller. So,
right.
Area code 805. Who are we speaking with? Hello, 805.
Hello, this is Donna from California.
Hi, Donna from California. So, how can Laurie and I help you today?
Well, I can hear my mother on the other side, and she brings in messages, and she told me that I was going to be rewarded. So I wanted to know if that's going to be a lifestyle change, maybe a husband or a windfall, or what you're picking up on that.
Okay. Well, all right. So the first thing that I got was that there was a new love coming into your life, and I also got that he's going to have a lot of money. So what I'm getting, there's a few things that are sort of holding you back around that. And part of it is you need to see things from a different perspective. Part of it is you need to see your whole life. Like a lot of times we kind of hope that we can get rescued. So we want to remove that rescue part because you are more than capable of doing a lot of the things on your own, and you know that. So sort of see your whole life in all a different perspective. Think about what love will do for you. Think about, where you would like. Try not to give names or, just think of qualities that you would like in a relationship. Qualities like what would more money do for you? Don't try and think of the source of the money, but think about, what that would look like. So don't look for it to come from a specific thing, but just to be very open and let the universe offer it to you. So I see that there's some changes coming for sure, some move. Are you thinking of moving at all?
Oh, not unless this man comes into my life and I move into his beautiful home. Otherwise, I'm pretty happy in my apartment.
Okay, cool. So something's moving in your life, and you want to sort of allow for things to move in your life right now and to be really open to all the different things that can come to you, again, without trying to focus it on a specific thing or, again, being rescued or, just be really open and just allow things to sort of unfold and sort of whatever it is that you need to sort of see things from a different perspective and let go of some stuff. I think Jean's going to help you with that.
Oh, great.
Yeah, absolutely. So the block, the thing that's holding you back actually is a birth trauma. So we need to clear that. So what all do you know about the situation around your birth?
Well, I just know that I came out very quickly. There wasn't any interruptions or anything like that. I came out real fast, and I think that my mom might have had a virus or something because I got a little bit of the schizophrenia, which is totally under control with medicine. And yeah, I think that was the trauma of the birth.
Okay, so I pulled the 2 orange setup cards to see what your higher self wanted you to know about the birth situation. And what it says is arranged or no love marriage and loss of faith in self, others, or God. So what would that be?
I don't know. I've always had a very strong faith in God. That had a lot. Yeah, my whole life, very close to God.
This is more like loss of faith in yourself.
I think it's more faith in myself. Yes, I totally agree. I had a lot of disappointments in my life, and people telling me things, and then it didn't come true, and then my father was pretty emotionally abusive, and so it was tough.
Okay, so you came into a no-love situation. The marriage is not about, this isn't so much about your parents as it is about your relationship with your parents. Okay, and that caused you to lose faith in yourself. What this did to you at the soul level, the card says burnout, exhaustion, and weariness. Well, in my world, weariness is not just being bone tired, but it is an out of balance situation between the parasympathetic nervous system and the sympathetic nervous system, which might relate to the schizophrenia. But it also, it's a yin and yang imbalance. And so when you're not in balance, your yin and yang are not in balance, it's hard for you to manifest what you want in your life. And the belief around this is I can't have what I want. So let's clear this. So what I want you to do is I want you to travel back in time, and I want you to find baby Donna, who's just been born. She's just popped her head out and looked around and gone, holy moly, I don't think this is what I signed up for. And so she's got a lot of fear. And there's some anger around it too. I want you to find little baby Donna and have her just lay down all of her fear and all of her anger about coming into this life and things not being exactly how she thought they were supposed to be. So just help her to release. And you've got a block in your heart center. So I want you to put your attention on your heart chakra and allow it to open up and to release all the old wounds that started at your birth and went through your life up to the present breath of now. And just let them come flowing out of your heart center so that your heart can heal itself, so that you can be ready for this new relationship that Laurie sees coming for you. And the final piece of this is that you're surrounded by this transparent egg that you created for yourself when you were born as a protection mechanism, but it's not serving you because it keeps the good stuff from being able to get to you. So what I want you to do is I just want you to look out at the edge of your field, locate that transparent egg, and dissolve it. You created it, you can dissolve it. Good job. And you receive blessings for calling in and having the courage to clear this so that you can manifest what you desire in your life. The first blessing says union, acceptance of love from self, from God, from partner, and from family. Your second blessing is a blessing of courage, courage to follow your heart's command. And the last one is really cool. opening to miracles. So Donna, it's gratitude that owns every clearing. So just take a moment now and give thanks to your angels, teachers, and guides, to Mother, Father, God, and to all those of the light who are standing with you and walking with you on your path. And I ask that all your reference points are updated, all ways in which you perceive and you are perceived in the world. And I ask that you're wrapped up in sheets of rainbow light, gently sealing this in to whatever degree is appropriate for your spiritual evolutionary state. So be it, and so it is. And thank you for calling in.
Oh, thank you. I feel wonderful. And yeah, that was great. Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Perfect. Our next caller is area code 857. So who are we speaking with?
Hi. Okay. I am outside. It's a windy, beautiful fall day. So I just want to give you the heads up. You may hear some noise.
Okay.
May hear the
what's
wind
your
blowing.
name, sweetie?
My name is Gwen.
Hi, Gwen. And how can we
Hi.
help you today?
Well, I have been in the process of making some changes within my life. One of them is giving away my energy. And yes. And I've made some changes. And I'm noticing I'm feeling a little guilty because I'm so used to giving everything away, but I'm not doing that anymore. Not unless I choose to. And I'm noticing that people are not very happy with that. They're not happy about that whatsoever. I'm just not plugging in anymore. Not anymore. So to keep myself balanced and really not taking their anger and their insults and their condescending attitude personally, what can I do to stay grounded?
Okay. Well, Laurie, I'm going to let you start.
Okay. There wasn't really a question there other than the
stuff
about
sorry.
what you can do to keep grounded. That's okay. Do you have a specific question, or do you just want to know what you can do to get grounded?
There is a specific question that I have.
Okay. Cool.
I did meet someone at work, and it started out as a really nice friendship, and then it took a turn towards something not so good. And I realized that this person was basically, again, draining me of my energy. I guess they call it a psychic vampire or something. He was definitely draining me of my energy, and I had to, again, kind of put a stop to that, meaning I withdrew, and just dealt with him on a limited basis. And I noticed that when he's not feeling when my energy is shut down, he tries to pull on it, and I feel it from my stomach. Again, this has a lot, with my work environment. How do I keep them from trying to suck me dry?
Okay. Okay. Again, not so much an intuitive question, but so, I mean, there's a few things you could do. Personally, I might recommend getting one of the clearing things that I do. However, so to be grounded, you want to imagine yourself like a tree. The more you can be outside and feeling your roots in the ground, the better for you. With regards to, I mean, you've now made this decision, so it's like people are pulling on you because they're used to pulling on you. So because of this experience, that may have even assisted you to shift your energy so that you no longer allow people to pull their energy on you. Is that correct?
Yes.
Is he part of the reason? So this is a good
Yes.
thing. So it all came about, very very synchronistic for you. What you want to do is, now that you've made that decision, to just really, be gentle with yourself. When you feel his energy pulling, just imagine your chakras, imagine your energy centers just coming really close to you, like a skin. Because a lot of times, especially when we're givers and we tend to give our energy away, we were like these open centers, and we would just like throw our energy out, and we gave it to everybody, so we threw it out. So just imagine bringing that energy all the way back into yourself. And if you feel someone doing that, not just him, but anybody, whether you're on a bus or at work or whatever, just really hold your energy nice and close to you. You can even imagine with the closest chakras, like your heart, your solar plexus, your sacral chakra, just imagine or use your hand and go counterclockwise and bring it into your body, nice and close. It won't shut it down, but it won't allow others to pull on it and pull it away from you. So it's like hold yourself close and just nurture yourself for a little while, so that all these people that have been expecting you and have been used to you doing this, that you can now sort of say, I don't want to do that anymore. Okay?
Yeah.
But I see, I see a few things happening. Definitely, you're in a phase where you're really changing and you're allowing your own essence to sort of start to open up more. And this is good.
Yes.
Once you sort of reclaim yourself, you're in a much better space than you have been. So this experience is really good for you. Yeah, absolutely. So just honor yourself. Be gentle to yourself and accept that, some of the people who have been used to you giving are going to be upset with that. But that's okay. You don't have to do it anymore. It's their responsibility, not your responsibility.
Yes, and that's what I've learned. And it's your responsibility to take care of yourself. It'll be something different if it was a give and take of energy, but they just take and they give nothing. And that's how it was with this gentleman. And I realized this. I'm like, he gives nothing. It's like he plugs in. It's like plugging the charger into the socket. It fills up and you pull it out and that's it. He goes about his way.
Yeah, often it is that with male-female relationships, that the woman is supposed to receive and the man is supposed to give, but at some point, quite a long time ago, we reversed that. So it should become like a give and take, but we kind of reversed that, and so many men are used to receiving. Many men are used to not even just receiving but taking. So it's really just a matter of you becoming aware of it and just not allowing it to happen. So
yes,
Jane,
I'm not allowing this to happen anymore. I mean, it's like I'm just not standing for it anymore. It drained me. And
good for you.
I mean, when you spoke about essence, oh yeah, my essence has people are now like doing a double take when they see me. I'm like, something's changed about me. Because they're looking twice at me, and before they never did. And now they're like, whoa, like, who's this? Something has really changed about me. I mean, heads are really turning.
Good. This is a good thing.
Yes.
So
all right,
let's
Jean,
do a
what you
clearing
got?
around this. Yeah. So the first part on this is future life. So this is you going forward. But when I looked at the setup cards, the setup says betrayal and loved one taken away. So what I see that is a reflection to you of how these people are feeling. They're feeling betrayed, and they feel like the loved one, the person that they were receiving from, has been taken away. What that's causing to you at a soul level is it's shutting down your inflow. your ability to receive, which is not good. So we've got to open this back up so that you get all the money, all the love, all the creativity that you deserve. And the stuck belief around this is I'm not lovable. So people are feeling, since you pulled your energy back, that they aren't lovable. But the truth is, they were supposed to be taking care of themselves and managing their own energy all along. So it got all twisted in there somehow. So what I want you to do, let's clear this. I want you to ask the universe to raise your vibration as high as is humanly possible for you right here, right now. Let's put you out of resonance with all these people who feel betrayed and feel like their loved one has been taken away.
Wow.
And so the blockage is actually in your solar plexus. It's in your power center. So what I want you to do is I want you to put your attention on your solar plexus, and I want you to invite it to open, to release any wounds that you have taken on that don't belong to you. Because what that does is it attracts to you people, places, and situations that make you feel not lovable. And let's just let all those wounds go. And just allow your solar plexus center to heal itself and to balance its energies. And finally, I just want you to surrender to Spirit, and I want you to ask to be cleansed from the past completely and totally. And you receive blessings for having the courage to call in and do this work today. Your first blessing is release from overwhelm. The second blessing is a healing from your awakened inner. And finally, the third blessing is union and the acceptance of love from yourself, from God, from partners, and from family. And it's gratitude that owns every clearing, Gwen. So just take a moment and give thanks to your angels, your teachers, and your guides. And I ask that all of your reference points are updated, always that you receive and you are perceived in the world. And I ask that you're wrapped up in sheets of rainbow light, gently sealing this work into whatever degree is appropriate for your spiritual and evolutionary state. And thank you for calling in.
Thank you. Many blessings to you both.
You too. All right. So our next caller is area code 646.
Hello.
Who are we speaking with? Hi.
Hi. Hi. How are you today?
Wonderful. And who? I'm sorry.
Terry. It's Terry.
Kelly.
Terry with a T.
Terry. Okay, Terry.
Yeah.
Great. All right, Terry. So how can we help you?
Okay. So I wanted to. Well, currently I'm single, and I am not looking to get into any type of romantic relationship. I do plan on moving to California. However, I've been having visions of this guy. I have not met him yet, but he seems to like me a whole lot. Okay? I don't think he's going to let me know right away. I'm not too sure if I met him through someone or if it's work-related into a different office. I'm not too sure, but I'm picking up on his energy, and I just would like to know, what do you see? Or what do you pick up?
Okay, Laurie?
I'm just checking in here to see if he is in California. Yeah. Okay. So your move that you're planning is when this all sort of comes, and what I'm feeling is he's sort of connecting with you now to allow this to sort of take place and for you to make sure you follow your dreams and to move forward. So So I think it's really important that you continue with what you've been wanting to do. Okay.
Yes.
So
I'm doing that.
Really feel that creative energy. Really feel. Is it work related that you're wanting to move to California? Is it work related?
It might be. Yeah, I think it is. Yes, definitely work related. Yes.
Okay. So just continue to follow that, and once you make those moves, it's possible that it's someone through work that you will meet this person, or it will all sort of been the way it's supposed to happen. Try not to make it happen.
Oh, I'm not. I'm definitely not going to do it. Okay. Definitely, I will do that. Yes.
Yeah. And just, try not to, there's going to be some, like the timing right now is not the way it's supposed to be. Yeah, just allow things to sort of move the way they're supposed to, and let everything sort of unfold. Don't try to push it. Don't try to make it happen. Don't let your ego get involved and feel that there's these fears around it. Like, just, you're not ready right now.
No, not at all.
Just letting you know. The universe is just letting you know that it's all there. It's all getting ready. It's just you deciding when and to step into it. And, see your whole life as this sort of open vessel, and see how work and love and new beginnings sort of allow things to sort of open up. But there's lots of love coming your way, honey. So he's just letting you know that there's lots of love coming your way. So just be ready for it.
All right. I will certainly tell. I am definitely not getting in the way. So
good.
I will get your advice.
But that said, this guy is somebody that you have had a relationship with in another lifetime. So this is a karmic relationship, and took place several hundred years ago in Europe. And it wasn't such a pretty relationship, and that's why this needs to be cleaned up before you can actually meet this guy on the earth plane, in the present moment. So what happened in that other lifetime was he was abusive, and he cheated on you and left you ashamed and humiliated and stuck, not seeing any way out. So we need to clear this so that when you guys come together, and this is why he's reaching out to you, because he's ready to heal this. And that's the reason why there's a lot of love that he brings, because he wants it to be right this time. But, if you're still holding on to resentment and anger and such as that, then it won't happen.
I'm not.
Well, but you're not even aware of it, so how would you even know if you were or not?
Okay.
This is stuff that happened 200 years ago. So what I want you to do is I want you to close your eyes, and I want you to call in an angel. This is one of my favorite angels. Her name is Stamera, and I want you to ask Stamera to go to this woman that was you in Europe a couple of hundred years ago, and help her to forgive this man who cheated on her, who was abusive, who humiliated her and made her feel ashamed. Let Stamera help this other aspect of you to forgive.
Okay.
And then what you need to do is, this is happening up high. Your head doesn't need to get too wrapped up in it. We're going to take this piece of your soul that is stuck in Europe back in the early 1800s, and we need to get that soul to the light. So what I want you to do is I want you to create a bottle, a beautiful bottle, and invite this aspect of your soul to step into the bottle, put a cork into it, and give it to Stamera, and let Stamera take it back to the heart of source and reintegrate this soul fragment of yours with your divine spark in the heart of source. And just let her do that work. And you're still holding wounds from this old lifetime in your heart center. So I want you to put your attention on your heart center, and I want you to ask your heart center to release those wounds and heal itself. Good job. And so you receive blessings from the angels for having the courage to call in today and to clear this so that you can begin to move forward on your path to a new life, a new reality. And the first blessing you receive is a centeredness and calmness that will enable you to see and accomplish your purpose.
Okay.
The second blessing is a blessing of union, so that when you do meet this other soul, you will feel the love and you'll be able to accept it this time. And the final blessing is opening to miracles. And it's gratitude that owns every clearing, Terry. So just take a moment and give thanks to your angels, your teachers, and your guides. And I ask that all of your reference points are updated on ways in which you perceive and you are perceived in the world. And I ask that you're wrapped up in sheets of rainbow light, gently sealing this work in to whatever degree is appropriate for your spiritual evolutionary state. So keep us posted.
I most certainly shall.
Thank
you so much, ladies. Okay.
Yeah, that was big.
Nice.
You know,
this
is something that I think came up, that I kind of heard when we were talking with Gwen, when you were talking to her and I was doing the clearing, and that has to do with not a mistake that I've made so many times, and I'm sure probably all of us have at least once, of trying to manifest or magnetize a relationship to ourselves when deep down inside we're not open to actually allowing that relationship to happen. And it really kind of sets up a paradox, doesn't it?
It does, definitely.
Yeah. And you know, and I think a lot of times we're not even aware that we're doing that.
I think pretty much the opposite. I think most of the time we think we're being very open to having a relationship, and a lot of times we're not at all.
Yeah,
I think
exactly. I guess that's what I was trying to say. This came out for me in spades yesterday. Yesterday I had a reading with Paul Selig. You and I both have interviewed him, and I scheduled a private reading with him. And he said that when he tuned into me, he said what he actually saw was a woman with her hand in a fist, kind of waving it at the world. And he said it's like you're defending your rightness, or you're defending what you want to have happen, but you're doing it from a defensive standpoint, not from an allowing standpoint. And as we, talk, he said, and it's exhausting you. And I said, well, yeah, it's actually manifested in a frozen shoulder. My right shoulder's not working properly. It's not fully frozen, because I've had those before where I couldn't move my arm at all, but it's quite painful. And it started a couple of months ago, just before I moved down to Tallahassee. And it's just getting worse and worse and worse. And which it would be if you were standing there and holding your fist and shaking it 24/7,
Wow.
And so I began to realize, people have told me so many times in the past that I come across as distant or aloof, which is so totally not me. I mean, you know me well enough now, Laurie, to know that that's not who I am at all. But a lot of people think I am. And I think what they're energetically seeing is that fist, and it'd be really hard to attract a man into my life, if I'm shaking the fist at him subconsciously. And what I realized is that I've got to open up and I've got to drop my fist so that I can allow relationships to happen. Does that make sense?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And it'll help clear up your shoulder, too.
Yeah. Well, let's hope so, because it's hurting worse today than it was yesterday. Well, you've been through this.
I know.
How did you finally heal your frozen shoulder?
Yeah, I don't
or did
know
it just
that
go
I have
away?
I don't know that I have a simple answer to that. I did so much. I mean, I just kept going at it and at it and at it to try and figure out, what it was that, was the core kind of issue that caused it. And I mean, I don't have a frozen shoulder anymore, but I never really regained all of my movement again. I don't know, it was an interesting, that was an interesting journey for me. I mean, a lot of my blogs around that time were all about, different things that I learned around that experience.
Because it was both of your shoulders, right?
Yeah. There's nothing worse.
And it was like for a year, it seems like. I don't know exactly how long, but it seemed like it was Wow. I knew it was a long
Yeah.
time.
Yeah, a long time. I kept thinking that I would get, underneath it and fix it, and certainly, I mean, the first stage was definitely the worst, and that's when you read anything about frozen shoulder. I mean, it was definitely the worst. Like if you touched it in any way, even if you moved your hand and as you were going past something and your hand sort of stuck, it was like knives going into my arm. So once the first stage, I still had mobility, but it was like having knives shoved into my shoulder and my arms. And then the second stage,
I don't have that.
But you've kind of you said you had frozen shoulder, like you went one, then the other again. So are you back to the
No,
first
I only
one
had
or
it
the
on one
second
side. I only ever had it once.
Oh.
And but I had no mobility at all for a year. And mine was a repetitive motion injury. I think I injured it doing for dog downward dog, but it was already sort of this repetitive motion thing from I was traveling so much and taking my bag and putting it in an overhead bin, and it was usually a pretty heavy bag because I didn't like to check bags. Yeah.
See,
mine also was around an unhappy marriage.
Oh yeah.
It was all
mine
all
was
going
a
through
typical
that
frozen
time,
shoulder, in that there was absolutely nothing that I did that caused it. So the one where it's between women between the ages of 40 and 60 that it's they think it's hormonal. Mine was that one because I didn't do anything. Like I didn't do anything. So I have no idea. And then there's like men, and some are the one that you have sounds a little bit more like the one that you have now sounds a little bit more like mine, except you don't have the first stage one, which you really don't want to have.
No, I don't.
If yours is gradually going, it's very different. Like, I mean, I literally woke up one day and I couldn't understand what was going on. I still had mobility, but this knife-sharp pain would happen whenever I would touch them in any way. It was, very, very unique and very weird. But yeah, I mean, I did a lot of stuff. And I just kept going deeper, I guess.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing now, session after session. And hopefully we'll get there. So listeners, we don't seem to have any callers right now, but if you would like to take advantage of a reading and clearing, we probably have time for one more. The number is area code 657-383-1895. Be sure and press 1 so that the producer will know that you actually want to speak to Laurie and I. So, Laurie, have you got anything going on while we're waiting for a caller that you would like to make the listeners aware of?
Yeah, I have a summit that's coming up on November 6th, which is next Monday. It is at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, and it's called the Greatest You Summit. So go to Greatest You Summit, sign up. It should be a lot of fun. I give my most, the one work that I do the most, that probably I am known best for, is greatly reduced. So take advantage of that, because it's
fantastic. Yeah, and next week we won't have a show because our producer is going to be traveling. So I will join you guys back here week after next, and it'll just be me that week. So I guess we don't have any callers. I guess then it will be a wrap. So I want to thank everybody for listening today. And you know that if you did the work along with Donna, Gwen, or Terry, then you got the same healing that they got, the same clearing that they got, because we are all one. So until next time, which will not be next week, but week after, remember, people who take responsibility for their lives create the reality they desire. Thank you, Laurie. And Laurie's website, intuitivesoul.com, my website, jeanadrienne.com. And we look forward to talking to you again in the future. Thank you.
Okay, Kevin, for the grand prize of $1 million. What color is the White House?
I know this.
5 seconds.
Oh, switching to Geico could save you a bunch of money on car insurance?
Okay. Judges? That's true, Kevin. They'll allow it. Congratulations. You're a winner.
Woo! Geico, because saving 15% or more on car insurance is always a great answer.